Okay, this is going to be my first video, and this is a single table heads up limit hold'em sit and go. And the theme of this video is going to be exploiting fit or fold opponents. I just played a match with this opponent right before I started this video, and so as we start this match, I already have a idea of exactly how he is playing and his tendencies and what I'm going to do to exploit it. So we'll go ahead and start the video. Against an opponent who is very passive, and this opponent, on top of being very passive, is also giving up on a lot of flops. Therefore, I am going to raise 100% of my buttons, and I'm also going to follow up and bet the flop. In this case, my opponent donked into me, or led the first bet into me from out of position. And I had decided to go ahead and put in a raise because he had done this a couple of times in our previous match and then given up on the turn to aggression. So that was my plan on this hand. I decided to go ahead and check back the turn, and he showed a king-nine of spades, which is a hand that I had expected him to lead the flop with. Something that necessarily didn't connect, but was a hand that he had seen some value in pre-flop and wanted to try to take over the initiative on the flop. Easy check raise for me. Easy follow-up once I hit gin. Now, when my opponent caps this turn card, when the ace comes, I do not put him on a draw. I feel like his hand is easy, definitely an ace, maybe two pair. I don't think he has, it's not any type of a split where he's going to show up here with a 3-4. So I'm not fearing any cards on the river. And against a lot of opponents who would semi-bluff the turn with some kind of a draw, I would slow down on the river. But this opponent plays his hands pretty straightforward, and he's just never semi-bluffing the turn, and certainly not capping. So it was pretty easy to narrow his range to a top pair, two pair, a very strong hand that was behind my straight, obviously. Again, just trying to be aggressive on the flop, and it worked out because a blank card comes on the turn, and he gives up when I bet. Now, the reason that I slowed down here, when he calls on an 8-9-6 board, I feel like he's got a hand that he's planning to either take to showdown, it's already made and he's taking it to showdown, or he has a decent draw that I'm just not looking very good against his equity, and I just decide to give up when the king comes, and then he ends up winning this pot, obviously. But there is a point where you don't want to be too much of a maniac, and also I'm not going to give him action that he does not deserve. And I'm just making some notes on this player during the match, just reminding myself for later, if I happen to play him again, that I should be raising 100% of my buttons, and that also he will check back middle cards. You know, if he's got queen 10, he's going to check back a 9-5-6 board when he raises his button. And this is an unfortunate hand for me, but against this opponent, it was quite easy to lose the minimum